Do you know the difference between first time entrepreneur, second time entrepreneur, and third time entrepreneur? It's pretty cool, and I think I really understood it when I had to stop my first startup or my startup Kaithara. I essentially had to, stop working on it because it just became too draining emotionally as well as mentally as well as financially. Or rather, I wouldn't say financially, but yeah, it was draining. And I did not have a very clear path to go forward, move forward, success. Whatever success was, I did not have a very clear, you know, line of sight for that. But then the second time entrepreneur of me, right, when I got into it, I realized that hey, like I need to shift from thinking about this thing that I was thinking initially, and shift my thinking to the more important part of it, right? And it's this: the first time entrepreneur works on a product. Yeah, they're working on the product or the service. But the second time entrepreneur, they are really working on the distribution. They care about the distribution. They care about getting the distribution so that whatever product they make, they're able to share it forward, right? And the third time entrepreneur, they take it one step further. They create an ecosystem where once a customer comes in, they get logged in, right? And that that becomes a beauty. That's a work of beauty, to be honest, because once you understand this, it will change your trajectory as an entrepreneur, as a person who's managing an entrepreneurial team. uh, because it's crazy to think that we spend like so much time thinking about the product and not a lot thinking about the distribution, and certainly not thinking about the ecosystem, right? And the ecosystem usually is a haphazard uh, thing that kind of evolves over time, and it will evolve over time, but you still have to design it to a good extent. You still have to design your products thinking about an ecosystem. You still have to design your marketing thinking about an ecosystem, that hey, in the near future, whenever that comes around, in the new future, we will be sharing more products, we will be selling more services, we will be pushing those out. So you need to be ready. You need to educate the market, educate the people beforehand about it. You cannot just decide it today and go forward it make it go forward tomorrow, right? So you need to educate all of the stakeholders that are involved, even your investors, your employees, your customers, your executive team. All of them needs to be educated about it, that hey, there is a pipeline that we are building, both for distribution and for products, so that overall we create this beautiful ecosystem. And sometimes it's not even about the product. Sometimes it's not. When we say we are trying to build an ecosystem as a third time entrepreneur, and again, after third time there's like multiple times as well, but when we say we're trying to create an ecosystem, it's not just an ecosystem of the company within its product. It's also an ecosystem of vendors. It's an ecosystem of uh, distributors. It's an ecosystem of other people that are involved in the business, right? And that's other people that are involved in the business or the supply chain or the value chain of the business. And that's the beautiful part. So you don't have to. You could still be selling one particular product or service, but if you make it so that there are 100 other businesses that depend on your one product, or that that one product becomes so big or important that there's like an ecosystem around it, then it almost guarantees that you won't fail, right? It's not always true, but it is still a close approximation, right? Because of course, if like consumer taste changes and there's like a different option altogether, or a substitute altogether, then it might shift. But if you have an ecosystem of vendors and other people who are in that thing, in the same boat as you, then it becomes quite easy and quite strong. But equally important, before you even start with that ecosystem, so you need to think about the ecosystem from the beginning, first of all. Second, you need to really create that distribution, and distribution is really the key. Distribution is essentially how close you are, how direct you are with the customer, right? And in today's world, Daniel Priestley said best that, in today's world, we have an abundance of supply. Like anyone can create a product and sell it today, right? Anyone can, like, figuring out the product is not that big a problem nowadays. What the bottleneck today is to reach the customers, right? And the person or the team or the company that figures out how to reach these customers, new customers as well as old customers, they are the ones who are winning right now. So Daniel says that it's not enough. It's not enough for you to just supply the service. You need to be a good demand generator. Like as an entrepreneur in today's time, you need to be a person who creates that demand, right? Who is able to manufacture that demand. Another maxim that he says is uh, everything is everything falls in place when you have lead generation and uh, eh, if you have lead generation put together. I'm sorry, I'm really butchering that quote, but he says it so much better. But yeah, it essentially means that if you have the lead generation and it works beautifully, then everything else kind of falls into place automatically because your sales are happening, and when there's enough sales, then automatically all the other things kind of fall into place. And so what I'm trying to say is, in today's time, it's product is important, product quality is important, product delivery is important, product service delivery is important, and of course you need to get those results whatever you're claiming to have or share. But even more than that, it's important to have that distribution channel, and that's why there are the creators today on internet are becoming so powerful, both in terms of their influence and in terms of their equity, right? The equity that they hold, they're becoming quite powerful because of all of this, because of the this bottleneck that the internet has created and these platforms have created, rather, right? So that is the challenge, and that is the beauty of the challenge today, that today everyone wants to be a creator, not because it's cool, but because it is the bottleneck, right? It is the bottleneck that we're facing today, and it's probably going to be the bottleneck for the next couple of years at least, unless we have like a platform change and unless we have something else completely. And so that's something that you need to crack, the distribution you need to crack, and then over all of that, you need to think about the ecosystem. How are you creating that ecosystem, either be it the product ecosystem or the service ecosystem, or the ecosystem around your business, which is the suppliers, the stakeholders, the people that buy from you or hire from you or whatever else they do, right? All of that, you know keeps the customer in, and it increases this concept that we've discussed of customer lifetime value. Like an ecosystem essentially is a way to increase customer lifetime value. So once you acquire a customer, now they are able to select between like 10, 12 different things to do with the company, and that's a really good thing. So uh, yeah, I mean, it's a really important concept. It's a really important idea, and I thought I would just riff on it. So yeah, this is like a couple of videos that I'm making on just my thoughts and ideas, and this is one of them that came about, that the first time entrepreneurs think about the product, second time entrepreneurs think about the distribution, and the entrepreneurs after that think about ecosystem. And of course, ecosystem is the most powerful, but distribution, if you're able to crack distribution, everything else kind of falls into place as well. So yeah, think on that. Let me know in the comments what you think and how would you apply it to your business. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit a like to that to the video. It all helps. And yeah, tell me what would you like to learn next. See you in the next one. Bye.